So today is Tuesday, November 26th, and I'm in full effect on what I'm about to talk about. You know, you got some people out there that say don't get married, don't never get married. I'm not gonna never get married, or all of this talk about marriage. Everybody want to talk about marriage. Well, coming from somebody who done already been married before, and believe me, I know how it starts out when you get married. Marriage can be two things. Marriage could be a good thing, but it could also be a bad thing. When if you get married and get involved with the right woman, it's a gift. But if you get married and get involved with the wrong woman, it could be a curse. And sometimes the woman who we think is the right woman ain't always the right woman. Let me tell you from my experience. So I got married. Anybody who knows me personally know that that's one of the reasons why I kept away from YouTube, because I didn't want all of my personal business on social media. So I got married around 2021. When me and her first met each other, everything started out real good. We met around 2019. Okay, so the marriage wasn't until later, because we started off. When you meet your girlfriend. You start off as boyfriend girlfriend, and you're doing the whole boyfriend girlfriend thing, and we ended up moving in together. Everything started out good. Everything started out crispy, like a crispy piece of fried chicken. Anyways, we do the whole boyfriend girlfriend thing. Then we ended up getting married. Little did I know that the marriage was only going to last. In life, don't nothing last forever. So I'm not mad about my marriage not lasting. I'm just mad that wasn't nobody around to tell me not to do it before I did it, because I found out that my whole entire marriage was a scam. It wasn't what I wanted. I mean, everything was cool until all of a sudden she had other plans. She wanted to start arguments. When something didn't go right, she always wanted to argue with me about it. When something wasn't fixed, or she didn't have the things that she wanted. Hell, I'm not no rich man. I guess when she got with me, she was expecting for me to be this rich man, and I'm not rich and wealthy like that. But to leave, I left all of that up to God, because she had other plans. The marriage didn't work out, and we ended up splitting up. We ended up divorcing each other, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad about that. That's one of the reasons why I stayed away from YouTube for a while, because people find out about your personal business, and they want to put it all out there. You know when people find out about you and your girl. Long story short, you can't let everybody find out about your love, because they will take that love and they'll use it against you. And speaking, coming from somebody who has been through it, who has been through it all. You got these brothers out here talk about toxic relationships. I done been in all of the relationships that you can name. I done been in a good relationship. I done been in a toxic relationship, and I done been married before. So there. Can't nobody say that I ain't did this before. Can't nobody say that I ain't never did that before, because I have. Hell, half of y'all that be commenting under my videos talking about, well, I bet you ain't never got women. I bet you ain't never did this, and I bet you ain't never did that. Boy, little boy, I done been married. I done been in toxic relationships, good relationships. Hell, I was doing things that, but I was doing a lot of stuff that y'all boys ain't probably had a chance to experience yet. Y'all was probably when I was out here making my moves, half of y'all was probably still swinging around in your daddy's nutsack, excuse me. And a lot of you youngins, you're still wet behind the ears. That's why you get with these women, and when you get with these women, it don't never work out in y'all favor. And let me tell you why it don't work out in y'all favor. With this young generation, something wrong with y'all. Y'all get with these women and expect more than what your partner could afford to give you. And you know that's what happens when you get in the wrong relationship. You know, a lot of these relationships out here nowadays are toxic. You know, y'all young boys, y'all get with these young women, and you think you're the only one that's on her list, when really she got, you never know, these women could have other plans. You know what I mean. You think you get in a relationship with a woman, you think you found the right woman, and all of a sudden it turns out to not be what you expected. You know, if you want to find the right woman, hell, half the time when you want to find the right woman, and some people might not agree with this, but if you want to find the right woman, sometimes you gotta go out of state. You know, you gotta go out of league. You know, date. Sometimes you gotta date outside your race, and people think that just because you're black, you only supposed to stick with black women. You know, I be hearing people say that all the time. Anybody who dates another race of woman is a traitor to their race. Anybody who dates another race of woman should be ashamed of themselves. They are sellouts. You know, and you shouldn't be dating another race of woman. You should only date the black queens. You should stick with the black queens only. Kiss my ass. Sometimes, and if you want to find the right woman, you gotta go out. You gotta go out of state. You gotta go out of your date outside your race. That's all I'm saying. Date outside your race. It don't matter who get mad, who gets offended. Cause let me tell you right now, a lot of these black women who these simps put on a pedestal, they ain't right. You got a lot of simps that put black women on a pedestal. You know, they think that black women could never do wrong, especially when you got black women out here twerking, and you got black women out here that don't, you have kids for a black woman. She don't want to raise the kids. She want to be out in the street. You got a lot of these women that love the streets too damn much, and that's the problem. You got a lot of these women out here who love to be in the damn streets too damn much. They love the streets. But at the same time, some dudes love street hookers. At the same time, some of these young boys out here, they love street hookers. You got some dudes that will fall in love with a HOE. And if you don't know what I just spelled, figure it out for yourself. But you know, if you want a good marriage, you got to, if a good marriage is something that you gotta want, you gotta fall in love with the right one. You know, don't just be out here falling in love with anything, and that's a lot of you dudes' problems. There's a lot of you women's problems too. You get with these dudes and expect more from these dudes when they can only give you less of what they can only give you what they can afford. You know, and a lot of you women, y'all think that just because a dude isn't giving y'all what you want, you automatically assume that he's broke. Just because a dude isn't giving you what you want, it doesn't mean that he's broke. It just means that he's not gonna give you the best of him when you only giving him less of you. Let me repeat that. Just because a man isn't giving you what you want, it doesn't mean that he's broke. It only just means that you are giving him. He's giving you more. He's giving you more of him when you're giving him less of you. Like you got, if you want to be married, to a man, you got to show that you got to show and prove that you are worthy of being married to a man. Fellas, it's the same thing with y'all. If you want to be married to a woman, you gotta show and prove that you are worthy of being a husband. Yeah, like, I can tell you right now, I was a good husband to my wife. The whole time me and my wife was together, I never cheated. The whole time me and that woman was together, I never cheated on her. I didn't have no outside chicks. I didn't have no sneaky links. However this young generation call it. I didn't have a backup plan. I didn't have a plan B chick. No, the whole time I was married, I was loyal to my wife. But the sad part about it was she wasn't loyal to me. So there. She wanted to have guy friends, and every time I turn around, she'll be on the phone with her little guy friends, and that's another thing with y'all women. You can't put your guy friends first. If you want to be married to a man, you got to show and prove that you are worthy of being married to a man. A lot of these women, they don't want to give up the guy friends. That's my brother. Oh, that's my cousin. Oh, that's my XYZ. Playing around with these guys as if they are her family members, when really they are her guy friends that she want to talk to when you're not around, and she want to be on the down low. She want to be creeping like that TLC song. So I creep, yeah. However that shit go. Hell, I wasn't no big TLC fan like that, but. A lot of you women, y'all got to give up having guy friends, and some people might not agree with me on that. And some people might see this video and be like, oh, he don't know what he talking about. He just be talking. He don't know what he talking about. He just be talking. Oh, he ain't never been married before. He ain't never done this before. He ain't never done that before. XYZ. And until you walked in my shoes and experienced what I've experienced, you ain't got no right to tell me what I never did or what I didn't do. What the question is. The question is, was you there with me when I was going through it? Was you there with me when I was helping my wife pay all of her bills? Was you there with me? Was you there with me the whole time I was loyal to my wife? Never cheated on my wife. I played the role of a loyal husband. Was you there with me when I did it? Don't just talk about what people ain't never been through if you ain't never saw what they've been through. And that whole thing about marriage, man, it's a blessing. It could be a blessing, it could be a gift, but it could also be a curse. I said two things, but it could be three. It could be three things all in one. If you get with the right woman, the marriage will go good. It'll go smooth. But sometimes if you want a good woman, you got to date outside your race. Date a different race of women. And if you want to live if you want to live with a woman, living with a woman, that's that's a whole different story. But when you live with your wife, fellas, when you live with your wife. It could be good and it could be bad. Let me break it down. The whole time I was living with my wife, everything started out good, but it ended up in shambles, because when a woman doesn't always get her way, she's gonna find a reason to pick an argument with you, or y'all gonna be fighting about something not being done around the house. If it's something not being done right around the house, she gonna come argue with you about it. But then when you do all you can, sometimes you be thinking in your mind, and to all the fellas out there that still married, back me up on this. Sometimes you be thinking in your mind, fuck this woman. Hell, I married her. She should be appreciating it. She should be appreciating everything I do for her. Fuck her. But then you think you get sometimes you could end up wanting to hurt somebody, or you might end up wanting to hurt your wife. You might end up you might end up wanting to haul back and slap the hell out of her because in your mind you're thinking, damn, I'm a good husband. I do what I can. I pay all the bills. I go to work. I'm doing this and XYZ, and she's still not appreciating nothing that I do. Why is she still not appreciating nothing that I do? Because sometimes some of these women can be sneaky. And let me know. Excuse me. Let me show you what I mean about some of these women being sneaky. Sometimes they can be settling for the guy friends. You know what I mean. Some of these women be sneaking around with they guy friends and not wanting you to know about it. If a woman is cheating on you and she don't want you to know about it, she gonna start picking an argument out of nowhere, like to the married husbands out there. If your wife just start automatically picking an argument with you for no reason, she cheating. You better look through some forms, look through some paperwork. You better look through something. Because if she constantly argues with you all the time, you cooking the food, you taking the trash out, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing XYZ, but she still wants to argue with you. You better look through some phones, look through some paperwork, look through something, because she could be creeping with one of her guy friends and could be hiding it from you all the time. It's a lot of things that my wife tried to hide from me, and I ended up finding out about it, and she would get mad, and then me and her be right back at square one, arguing with each other. That's why we lived together with each other, but we couldn't get along. Me and my wife lived together with each other, but we couldn't get along. I don't know if she didn't. I don't know if she didn't like me or I didn't like her as much as she liked so-called liked it me. You got some people that's living together, but they can't stand each other. You got some husband and wives that are living together, but they can't really stand each other on the down low. And it shows and when you, for example, if your wife is sitting on one side of the couch and you sitting on the other side of the couch, brother, it's something wrong with that. You need to fix that situation right away. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Me and my wife, when we was married, we started doing stuff. We would do stuff like that all the time. I would be in one room and she would be in the other room. And half the time we didn't. It'll be some days where we didn't talk to each other at all. Me and my wife, our problems got so bad that we wouldn't talk to each other at all. We'll just sit around and look at each other and be mad at each other. She'll be in the kitchen slamming dishes, slamming bowls. He don't never want to wash no dishes around here. He don't never want to take out no trash around here. He don't never want to do this. He don't never want to do that XYZ. And I got sick of it. I said, you know what? I said that's the last straw. That's all I could take. I can't take it no more. So we ended up calling it quits. And to be honest with you, I'm glad we did. I'm glad we ended it on a good note. Didn't know what nobody was hurt. But sometimes marriage could be a pain in the ass. You think you found the right woman, you think she's the one for you, and she shows. So, you gotta be careful, because some of these women could trick you. You got to be careful, because some of these women could be tricky. They'll play the role of a good wife for a good minute, but then at the same time, that role of a good wife can switch up real quick. That role of her playing a good wife can switch up real quick. That's why I say you got to date outside your race. Cause you got other races of women that'll treat you real good. You got other races of women that don't mind cooking. They don't mind cleaning. Don't mind washing clothes. They don't mind cooking you a good hot meal when you need it when you need a good hot meal. You got some women out there who don't mind when your clothes get dirty. They don't mind washing your clothes. They don't mind running your bad water. You got to date outside your race, date a different preference of date a different color of woman. It don't matter if she Latino, Hispanic. Date outside your race. It don't matter what other people say. Don't worry about what other people say, because other people ain't gonna live your life for you. You got to live your own life. If you want to be married, you want to get into a marriage. Go ahead and get into a marriage. Get married. Have kids. Be a family man. Get married, have kids, and be a family man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, I wish my marriage would have went a little bit different. Hell, and just like brothers that's in these toxic relationships. If you are in a toxic relationship, I suggest you get out of there while you can. Ladies and man, I ain't gonna just say men, but ladies too. If you are in a toxic relationship, get out of that toxic relationship as soon as you can. Break out of it, cause let me give you a little backstory of when I was in a toxic relationship. This is gonna be one hell of a story. Oh man, when I was in a toxic relationship, first of all, you got to pay attention to the signs. When I was in a toxic relationship, me and her, we dated for a good while. I ain't gonna say no name, because I don't want to hype her up or want her to think that just because I'm talking about her, that me and her gonna end up getting back together. Because one thing about me is I don't do take backs. I don't take back exes. A lot of you brothers out here, y'all do that. I'm gonna take my ex back, and even though she cheated on me, we gonna make it work. XYZ. No, brother. No. You don't do that. You don't take back your ex. Once she out your life, you gotta move on from that. You gotta let that one go, and then deal with the fact that you done lost her forever. Hell, even if you do get her back, you still ain't gonna. You got some people out there that say, some people can change, but no, not all people. Some people look. If a person fucked over you once, they'll try to fuck over you again. If a person messed over you once, they'll try to mess over you again. And excuse the cursing, but the way that I'm feeling, the way that relationship was. I found out some things that it's got me over here stuttering. But I found out some things about her that I didn't want to find out, and people was telling me, hey man, is you dating so and so, she was with this person the other night, or she was just on the phone, or she was just having sex with this person, and X, Y, and Z. And people was telling me things about her. I didn't want to believe it. They was telling me that they saw her that they saw her and another guy at a hotel, and she was spotted with another guy getting in a jacuzzi, and I didn't want to believe it. But when she started coming home late, I was like, what the hell is going on? She'll come home at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and lay next to me like ain't nothing ever happened. But I found out she was cheating on me with a married man. Can you believe I found out that my girlfriend was cheating on me with a married man. Cheating on me with a married dude, and will come back home and lay next to me like ain't nothing happened. Like, oh, I'm finna go get in the bed. I'm finna lay next to him and act like ain't nothing happened. But all the time, I'm finding out that things was happening. I go outside and see his car parked outside in the parking lot, and she'll be sitting out there with him, and they having conversations, probably saying things about me that I ain't know about. You know, they was probably talking about me, and she was probably telling them that I wasn't a good boyfriend and XYZ. But I don't give a damn, because one thing about life is you don't dwell on the past. You move on. That's one thing about life. You don't keep dwelling on the past, or what about the things that happened to you in the past, and you move on from things like that. You keep moving forward in life. You don't hang your life over to the devil, because when you hang your life over to the devil, he gonna keep hitting you in the head with a shovel every chance he get. The thing about life is you don't dwell on the past. You keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. You turn the page in life. You don't just sit. Don't spend your whole life sitting on the same chapter. You gotta turn the pages in your life. You gotta, okay, this is what happened to me in chapter 1. This is what's gonna happen to me in chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. I look at life like a book. I look at life like a whole book. You go through different chapters, okay? Chapter one didn't go so well. Let's see what's gonna happen with chapter 2. Chapter 2 didn't go so well. Let's see what's gonna happen in chapter 3. Chapter 3 didn't go so well. Let's see what happens in chapter 4. Chapter 4 didn't go so good. Let's see what happens in chapter 5. It's different stages in your life where you just gotta move on. Don't just sit and dwell on what happened to you in the past. But if you want to be married, go out, get married, have kids, but make sure that you do it with the right woman. You want to be a family man, start your own family. Like me right now at the age I am. I know some people say, well, why don't you got a family? Why ain't you got kids? It's because I haven't found the right woman yet. The woman who I thought. The woman who I thought was a good woman turned out not to be so much of a good woman. We lived together, but hey, that was just for the time being. Things in this life don't always last forever. Keep that in mind. Things in life don't always last forever. The only thing that's permanent in life is the changing of the world. The only thing that's permanent in life is the change that the world is going to end up getting. The world changes. Life changes, but don't nothing in life last forever. Relationships don't last forever. Excuse me. Relationships don't last forever. Material things don't last forever. Life doesn't last forever. The life that you are living right now is only borrowed. This body of life that we live, we wake up in every day. This is just the flesh and the body of life. It's the life that you live is borrowed. You don't keep it forever. That's why I tell people the time that you got now, use it wisely to make something of yourself. But if you want, you think you'll be a good husband, take the chance and be a good husband. To the ladies, if you think you'll be a good wife, take the chance and shoot your shot at being a good wife. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. That's another thing that tears relationships apart. You can't have your cake and eat it too. And that's what's wrong with a lot of both women and men. I ain't just gonna say the women do it, because the men do it too. You want your cake and eat it too, but that ain't right. And that's what makes the relationship falls apart. That's what having your cake and eat it too. That's what makes the relationship falls apart. You got dudes out here. They got a wife at home, but they want to sleep with 12 other different women just to prove that they a man. Or you got a woman at home. She got a husband, but she want to go out and keep sleeping with Scott and Ray and Scott and Ray and Ronald Reagans and Jesse Jackson and Tom, Dick, and Harry. And it don't work like that. When you're in a marriage, and when you excuse me, when you are in a marriage, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You either gonna be loyal to that person, or leave that person alone. When you are in a marriage, you either be loyal to that person, or divorce that person and leave that person alone. Don't just, like I said, don't just stick around it with one chapter, because you ain't doing nothing but putting a pause on your life. I'd be damned if I put a pause on my life. My marriage and my relationships didn't go so good. So there, I'm right back at square root one. A normal average I'm just a normal average single brother. I'm a king looking for his queen. Even if I got a date outside my race, I'm a king looking for his queen. So there it is.